wait a second, what happened? Because here we are.
I know.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's
Afternoon.
afternoon,
Evening,
Saturday afternoon,
depending on
evening.
which part of the globe
Okay.
you're listening from.
And you've made it clear recently.
I'm Tona, and this
my
is Christina.
I was just going to say, she made it clear she doesn't like the last intro. And I was
Definitely
going to
don't.
give her the whole way to go.
No. You guys don't need an intro every time.
I know not every time, mister. I'm telling you, let her do the intro. Let her do the intro. We're going to have a psychotic on our hands if you just don't let her do the intro.
Produce an intro.
We're not going to do it every time. Just let her do it this time. I promise you, you're going to regret it if you don't.
Okay, I already did.
Have you guys ever played that game show where there's multiple doors? 1, 2, 3, 4?
What's funny is there's one door in here, I think.
Well, it's in your mind.
Okay.
So, like, we're not doing the intro for
Okay,
everything.
Tona,
again, but
you're
we can't
Tona.
just
I'm Christina.
jump into
Hello,
it
everyone.
either. Like,
So it's been really cool. I think it's been some time, but it's it's been really cool. We've gotten a lot of listens. Why? Why do we always do this? I don't understand why you can't just talk. Okay. Second cheerleader. Ready. Okay. Nothing against cheerleaders. My best friend was a cheerleader. Please don't take offense to that cheerleader.
against cheerleaders. Don't worry.
No, we don't.
Look.
We are not here to offend.
I just can't possibly
anything.
pick up a conversation after 3 months. I'm not discussing a topic. And
But
be like,
nobody knows
"Hi."
it's been 3 months until now.
Because in our world and their world, it's different.
Oh my stars! You know, we went from 0 engagement to like 30,000 in the last 30
You can't
days.
just put a microphone in front of my face and expect me
Yes,
to pick
we
up from
can.
ground zero.
Yes, we can.
Is that how this works? Literally, I'm in the middle of climaxing, and you're like,
Oh my
"Stop! We're gonna pick back up in
Why
3
do we have
months."
to always go there? What
You
is
guys
with
started
you and
it.
your
You started it with plugs and holes. And,
satisfaction? Plugs and holes.
like, aren't we talking about honesty and the best policy?
Yeah, I'm trying to get there, but you wanted to do an intro.
No, I just wanted to say hi to folks.
Okay, say hi.
I thought
folks.
we jumped in it a little abruptly.
Do you know how many folks
There was
we
no
have
foreplay.
listening? No foreplay.
No.
Sometimes I'm
We
like,
have a few
get down and get it done,
100,000.
girl.
Okay,
No, that's
possibly.
engagement.
What's the difference between engagement and
Oh, yeah.
listening?
Well, we have about 300 followers, which means they're checking out our page and listening to the things that we post.
What are you guys doing with your lives?
Jeez. Thanks.
I'm just curious.
Thank you for the
If
support.
you're listening to us, what are you doing with your lives? Because I'm curious about your 5-year plan, because I don't have one. So if you're listening to us for advice, I'm curious about yours.
No, they're listening to us because we
About honesty and
Sound-
hoses.
hoses. Yeah, and that
Yeah.
was most people aren't going to get that. That was a private clip we
was.
shared.
But you did get some feedback on honesty
yes,
from
we
the
did.
last reel.
We did
Reels, snips,
Tona
clips.
being Tona would just attack people at certain
So,
places.
I don't attack anyone. I might
So
flank
she
them. What's that called when
approaches
you?
them.
What's it called when you come out of hiding though, and they don't expect you?
attack.
No, it's not attack. There's actually a tactical term for it though.
A tactical term. Okay.
Ambush.
Ambush. Okay, that's bad. Yeah, okay. So she
I
was
may or
able-
may not ambush people at times.
you may ambush people most times.
I'm in plain sight. If you can't see me, you might want to get your eyes checked.
Right.
I'm not ambushing anyone.
Right. But then you've got someone behind you recording what's happening. And they think you're off your rails. You're like, excuse me, sir. Is honesty always the best policy? When we're getting coffee the other day, and he was like, God help us if he's like cheating on his wife. He's like, you don't know what that poor man's living through. You have to make noise when you laugh, otherwise people don't know that you're laughing. I don't understand how you're silently laughing. Really, I turned around and the poor guy with his coffee was like, how do I stay politically correct?
Oh, there's a lot to that conversation. We were also concerned about his dog. that didn't have
No,
any
that
water.
was a different guy. There was two.
Oh, the other gentleman. Well,
this
he was
guy gets there. He's not even there 20 seconds, and he's tied
he
his
was
dogs
an
up.
introvert, and he was
And
not
he goes to
expecting
order
some
his
random
coffee,
individual to
and
approach
Tona
him about
runs and
honesty,
steals
especially
their
right
dog
before you
bowl
meet a
and puts water in
politician.
it outside for the dogs because she feels like they're gonna die of thirst, and he comes running out like 25 seconds later. We just got here to get coffee, and you ambushed him.
I didn't ambush him. I ambushed the dog.
Well, you asked him the question too.
I did. I
And
was
what did he
curious
say?
about, and he also told me I was a philosopher. So,
Oh my stars! Is that what?
I'm just saying.
I was gonna say.
And the
is
guy
that
who
what
was
your problem-
hesitant, like, not everyone, like, is honesty the best policy? Well, here's the thing. Most people don't want to be vulnerable. And if you're not vulnerable, then you're probably not being honest. Because on some form or another, some people would call it deceiving. Some people would call it lying. Some people would call it self-preservation. No, I'm serious. And, like, at the point in which we can't be honest. Honesty is not always the best policy. And there's a difference between honesty and truth. I wasn't ambushing anybody.
Is
I'm just very
honesty
bold
always
in
the
my
best
approach.
policy?
I don't ambush anybody. If you can't see me coming, then you need to get your
You just
glasses checked.
said that you ambush people.
No, you said I attacked people. I said, no, I ambushed them. But if you can't see the ambush coming, then you might want to
just
get your
said
eyes
you
checked because
ambushed
it's not a very good
people.
ambush.
That doesn't mean that you can't not ambush somebody just because they don't or they see you coming.
pretty
That
easy to
doesn't know-
ambush people that
it's
are in
not
their
like you
own
wear a
world.
billboard that says Tona coming. I mean, they don't know. Like
That might be helpful.
I know. You say your name
For
and
the-
everybody's like, oh yeah, she's a bundle of laughs.
Watch out. Take cover. We don't know what she's hanging from or climbing on.
That's right. I got some
Someone
good
have
footage
insurance
of you
on her?
today. Hanging on something.
I
don't
wasn't
know.
hanging on anything today. That was yesterday, dear.
Yes.
Or possibly even the day before.
I don't
It
know,
definitely
the
was
days
not.
run together.
They do.
We spend so much time together. And you were climaxing in the conversation.
No, I'm reading this quote. Someone is
Oh,
so
okay.
excited about.
That was one of
Series.
our friends. They were very supportive of us that we were doing the sneak peek, and they loved us and were laughing. Everybody says our voices sound great.
Of course, the guy in the coffee shop was like, "Hold on, wait a second. How do I approach this?" I didn't ambush him. He was meeting a politician before that, and he wanted to make sure that if he was going to be on film in any direction, especially with social media, that his answer was probably somewhat politically correct or whatever.
I guess that's a whole nother rabbit hole. Like what? were the
No,
people
because
that
it
we
goes
talked
back to,
really telling the
is
truth, or-
honesty the best policy? And the answer is no.
Well, your answer is no. I got a lot of yeses.
That's because people also believe in fairies and the tooth fairy.
Oh boy. No, it's all good. We just have to mind our P's and Q's. Which we
Mine are P's and Q's.
You've never heard that before?
I have, but can I have the Q's while you have I mean, we have to mind them. I'd like the Q's. That's all I'm saying. Shoot. Maybe I want the P's instead. Damn it. I don't feel like I can win with that
My
one.
Stars.
They both
Ay,
have
ay, ay.
tails.
What?
Here's the thing. Honesty is not the best policy. What? Are we recording? I don't know what's happening. I can't hear myself.
This is us. This is so us. This is why I
I
said
can't hear
we're
myself.
not editing. We are not editing. You have when you walk.
There's no O.
It's like don't.
P and Q.
Stop.
Watch your P's and Q's.
Don't.
There is no O's.
Stop. And the next thing she's like, don't stop.
What? Are we recording?
Yes, we're always
I
recording.
can't hear myself.
You should know.
You can hear yourself.
Oh, geez.
Barely.
Now she says. You should know the minute we walk in this building, we're recording.
But I can't tell if we're okay. Now I can. Now I can. Now I can. I don't understand. I couldn't just like.
Okay.
Maybe I'm plugged up. I don't know. Maybe I'm
plugged up.
stuffy.
I can turn you up here.
Wait, is that better?
Can you hear yourself? There?
Oh my.
Can we be serious for a minute? I'm so
we
I'm
are.
so stressed. I was gonna say dumb.
There we go.
Stressed. That's better. Now you talk.
About what?
Anything, but that's better. Now we're in our zone.
You're in your zone.
No, we
Okay.
are in our zone. We're in a room and no one else is there.
Okay.
I
Finish
still
your
need
story.
coffee.
We're back to that.
Yeah.
Dude, I think I'll just double check and see if my one that we thought was broke isn't really broke, and I'll bring it in to you and you can have it. And then you'll have coffee every time she's here. then you'll need to bring water.
He should have water up here. He's working plumbing.
Oh gosh. What
Are
is
we
with
going
you?
back to
No.
honesty though is the best policy?
Yes,
Because there's actually a
please,
valid
take it
point
away.
here.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Honesty is not the best policy
That's your
unless
point. Uh-huh.
unless you're able to be vulnerable with the person you're being honest with. Because if there's not a level of vulnerability, then honesty means nothing. Because you can be honest with me all day long and I'll go tell you to go fly up these 2 fingers with those birdies. That made no sense. But
What?
I just pictured 2 middle fingers and the birdies flying away with them.
Wow. So the
just
people
meant-
I talk to, or at least the philosophy that my side has been coming from, is that basically honesty is an adjective and truth is a noun. When you were talking about, are they the same? And one of the gentlemen that listens to the things we post, our content, said they are not the same thing. One of them you're doing. The other you're being. But
Are
you
you
need
doing honesty or are you being truth?
but you need one to have the other, if that makes sense.
Did he explain which one we are doing and which
No.
one we are being?
But then someone else told me that honesty is a choice and truth is fact. And then someone else posted, let's see,
So again,
honesty
I
is an
asked.
adjective and truth is a did I already say that?
But
Just-
people
oh.
overall think that honesty is the best policy or not?
For the most, like Heather, that our partner we had met with, and she was like, absolutely, absolutely. And then, after we're done recording, she was like, there might be some room for a little white lie here and there. And that's kind of where I guess I would be. Because I mean, to say always or never is,
Is honesty always the best policy is the question. And here's the first flaw in the question. It's not whether honesty is the best policy. It is the absolute of always.
right. I would agree with you on that. Oh, my stars.
I know. Look, there was like a point of revelation to the whole.
Revelation.
Well, yeah. For some people, that's a revelation.
Okay, so say it again.
It's not that honesty isn't always the best policy. It's the fact that we put always, which is an absolute.
Right.
And unfortunately, honesty in every situation is not the best policy. Because if it was, maybe Kennedy wouldn't have gotten assassinated.
Oh, my stars.
I was going to bring
She
him
is
into this one way or another.
she
I
is.
am, because he kind of spawned this conversation because he's held in such high esteem for a man of integrity.
Oh, my. All the goofiness is left of her.
And I promise you, the 1950s, 60s, that
Whenever he
era,
was president.
Not just when he was president, but when this ideology of is honesty the best policy came about, what is at a time when patriotism, good Lord, dyslexia, help me out with that one. Patriotism.
Patriotism.
Was a big thing because the ideal was that everyone should be honest, because if you weren't, then you were considered a, those people. I'm not going to mention those people, but those people, traitors, these people. Espionage, like the little people that had umbrellas and then they shot people with these little round pellets.
Okay, so because you brought up JFK and said that basically he wasn't honest about his relationship with the women, we won't even bring up what
We're not talking about women. We're talking
Right.
policies, like just
Right.
him as
But
an
because
individual.
you brought him up, the other question was, or statement was, Bill Clinton, well, he eventually was honest. I guess he was forced to be honest. And look what happened to him. And JFK wasn't. And look what happened to him. Hey, everyone. We want to thank you so much for your support and listening. Be sure to like, share, follow, and subscribe. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and anywhere else you listen to your podcast. Don't forget, stay goofy.